Mike. Apologies for that, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not sure what happened there, but we decided that the game decided to, or my internet decided to stop streaming for a minute. Not much has really changed. It's still Nova still leading away from Flemspeed 1 in second. P3 is Matthew Duffin. P4 is Goudet. P5 is Craig. John is sitting in P6. Michelle in P7. Evans in P8. Stawson is in this scrap between these guys, Evans and Michelle. And like I said, apology. You might be seeing some random stuff popping up now, but yeah, a little bit of a mistake here or there. But they head up towards the Schumacher S's and towards the main straight they go. Sorry about that, guys. I've just, like I said, it decided to stop streaming for me. I had internet issues. I seem to be having internet issues quite regularly now, so that's annoying for me anyway. But there's still a good scrap going on. Stawson's trying to find a way through on Evans and Michelle. Michelle's lost a lot of times, and Evans has managed to gain from it. Also, Matthew Duffin has got ahead of Goudet. So all the moves are happening. Max Mulder also on a recovery drive. Excuse me. As they all work their way through the chicane, Stawson really trying to hustle the back of the cars in front of him and try and work his way through the order. Nova still leads though. He's only got 4/10 ahead of Flemspeed, who's got fastest lap. Matt is in third. Goudet currently fourth. Craig in fifth. As Johns is working his way through the order, as Gingerbush down the inside he goes, and Craig goes wide. That might give Johns a better traction, a better run towards the left-hander. But Craig defends the inside. Leon Fernie's just there. He's looking to try and sneak his way through as Johns looks to the inside. He's going to probably get the job done here as Craig turns in on him. Where is he meant to go? He's nowhere else. He's down the inside, and Craig loses out there. John goes up a place, and now his next target is the Mercedes of Goudet. Meanwhile, Craig is under some immense pressure. He's got Leon Fernie and Evans right behind him. And Michelle's also in that group. Stawson as well. Nikita has lost out to Fat Bloke. Max Mulder's gone ahead of Kelly Davis. Kelly Davis has lost pace with the guys in front. He looks like he's got a little bit of damage by the looks of things. Where is Joester? Joester's dropped down the order as well. He's got damage to the back of his front of his car. So it's him and Kelly Davis possibly come together. Who knows? But it's Nova from Flemspeed 1. Matthew Duffin just 3.5 seconds off the pace of these guys at the minute. Goudet now under some immense pressure from the Porsche driver of Johns, who's in the old Porsche as well. He's not in the new one, he's in the old one. And into the chicane they go. Stawson still trying to find a way through this pack that's in front of him, but there's just nowhere to get through. This is the tricky thing about Nürburgring. You have to nail the overtaking opportunities when they come, because otherwise you're stuck in the pack. Johns, though, now looking to try and find a way through on Goudet. Towards the chicane they go. Oh, it's Evans and Leon Fernie going at it, and Evans gets the job done. Leon Fernie, they're under some immense pressure. Stawson and Michelle. Michelle goes down the inside. They come together. Stawson clips the front of him, and Michelle needs to stay where he is, and he's got going just as Max Mulder comes towards the final corner. So John Goudet still under some pressure from Dan Johns behind him. Craig not far behind. Then we got Evans, and Stawson's got past Leon Fernie. I'm not sure why Leon Fernie's a lap down to these guys. So Leon Fernie is actually should be getting blue flags and getting out the way. So I'm not sure why that is. So Leon Fernie is actually a lap down to these lot. As Nova now starting to extend his gap. What else is going on further down? We got Andrews, who's still got Jays behind him. There's a great old scrap here. Micro Jays, Playman, Raiden, MB Pitts, and D Masaki all going at it here. for the final few points. There's quite a gap then to Kelly Davis and Dean. They pulled away. So we've got a bit of a three-way gap at the minute. We've got the top two pulling away from Matthew Duffin, who's just keeping them in touch. 3.5 was last time. It's 3.3 this time. So he's just there or thereabouts. Dan John still looking to find a way past on Goudet, but he can't find a way through. Evans is giving Craig a hard time. Fat Bloke is now caught up to the back of Stawson. Stawson's probably carrying a little bit of damage, possibly from trying to pass Leon Fernie. So, yeah, not Leon Fernie's a lap down, so he probably needs to, like I said, get out of the way of this scrap. Meanwhile, we go back to the John Andrews queue. The John Andrews chain, choo-choo, and he is holding up the rest of the pack. Micro J's is in this group, as is Playman, Raiden, MB Pitts, Dean Masaki. Is anyone brave enough to make a move? Tucker's in this group as well. John Andrews holding it strong at the minute. I'm keeping an eye on the other Deltas at the minute, but this is a train of cars. Oh, Micro J's gets on the curb, makes a mistake. Dean Masaki has a moment as well, as Johns is still looking to find a way through. He nearly lost out to Craig there, as all these guys working their way through the first sector, as Michelle and Dean and Kelly Davis are going at it for P13 and 14. And it's great racing so far. No silly business at the minute. No cars missing their brakes, going straight into others. There's some very clean racing here. Johns is looking to make a move on Goudet. Defends the inside. He's going to try and go around the outside. That ain't going to happen there. Craig is looking interested as well, as Goudet still plants that car perfectly in the middle of the circuit, and no one can find a way through. Andrews, meanwhile, still got Micro J's, Playman, Raiden. Dean is really looking interested, but he's got Tucker breathing down his neck as well. So Tucker is trying to find a way through. He's possibly found it down the inside. Can he get past Dean Masaki? Dean on the brakes, and he pulls away from him, and then he hits the back of MB Pitts, but MB Pitts keeping it clean. But look at this, Goudet trying everything he can, but Johns is right behind him. The Mercedes will have the grunt, the Porsche better in the traction zones, and Dan looks to the chicane, and Goudet really holding up this train of cars. Stawson looks to the inside of Craig, can't get it done as Fat Bloke goes around the outside. Some great racing from these guys. It's very clean so far, no silly business so far, as Goudet, look at the train he's made. Fantastic start. Max Mulder is actually getting onto this back of the train, and this is fourth all the way down to 10th. As Johns tries to go for the undercut, can't quite get it done. Yes, he can, as Goudet's made a mistake, and that's going to allow Dan around the outside, and he gets the job done. Johns finally gets through. Is this the kink that they all needed? Because Goudet's made a mistake. He's now under some immense pressure. Craig's going around the outside of him. You have the inside for the next corner. Stawson, your race winner from last race on in the sprint, he's now looking to make a way through. Craig is now through. Oh, that was a little tap there from Stawson, but it's all clean so far. Stawson going to the outside. Goudet really getting hampered here, as one car makes it through. They're all working their way through. Goudet now. Oh, Goudet's made contact with Stawson. Stawson keeps it together, and that's allowed Fat Bloke down the inside, and Goudet from P4 has dropped down to P8. He's got Nikita behind him, Max Mulder, and a lapsed Leon Fernie in the way as well, as John's now been released. Can he get after Matthew Duffin? That is the question. Goudet, Fat Bloke, Nikita, Leon Fernie's in this squabble. And he's overtaken Leon Fernie. He's trying to make places here. He thinks he's faster and trying to clear this group of cars. He's passed Nikita, which is just getting in the way, and that's going to allow Max Mulder down the inside. But Max hasn't got... Yes, he has. He's got the traction. He's got the run. He's going to have the inside to the kink. No, he's not. He's going to sit behind. Wow, what dramatic there. As Goudet made one little error, and then everyone funneled their way through. Stawson now all over the back of Craig. as Matthew Duffin pits straight away. He wants the undercut on the leaders. So he's into the pits straight away. Who else is into the pits? As Nikita goes down the straight of Max Molder, that is Goudet. He's got Leon Fernie in with him as well, and Evans has come in, but it's still Nova from Flemspeed 1. John's now up into third. Matt's pitted. Craig's still out there with Stawson breathing down his neck. Fat Bloke in 7th. Nikita is fighting Max Molder after Leon Fernie got involved in this scrap, and Max Molder gets through down the inside. Little tap as he goes through, but through he goes. Matt, though, with him pitting early, he's going to end up in a squabble of cars. Here comes Playman. Is he just going to stay ahead of this group? Yes, he is. Matt planned very well, found the gap, and he stayed in front of this lot, and there's beautiful clean air ahead of him. Kelly Davis into the pits as well. Evans is in. His pit stop's taking longer. Goudet's gone. But Duffin back out on track. Craig has still got pressure from Stawson behind him. But it's all starting to calm down a little bit. We still got the man. As Matt Duffin now starts to extend his gap between this group. Micro J's been stuck behind Playman for a while now. And all those guys in the pits. John Andrews in the pits. Micro J's opted to pit as well, hoping to get out of the group there. As Allsbrook is now into the pits as well. Joseph is in the pits as well. He's got major damage to his car. But Nova leading the way. He's obviously flashing his lights. He's got a lapped car of DJ Phil in the way. So Nova looking to find a way through on DJ Phil because he wants to extend the gap to Flemspeed 1 as much as possible. As Johns is now in P3. And Craig currently sitting in P4. He's got Stawson still hustling the back of him. Matt pitting early. Is that really going to help him out to clear some of these guys? That is the question. As Fat Bloke carries on through. There's Max Molder, Nikita, Michelle, Dean, and Matt is your first pitter. As we got another car into the pits. That is Raiden coming in. And Dean Wasaki still leading away as Kelly Davis also sat behind Goudet. He's got a bit clean air, has Kelly Davis. And Nova now down towards the hairpin. Stawson, though, still putting some immense pressure onto the back of Craig. And Tucker also trying to put some pressure. Oh, Tucker's got some major damage to his car. And he's trying to find a way past on MP Pits. Excuse me. As Raiden's gone green, whereas K-Davis into turn 1. Evans is who he's probably going to be racing with, but he's already gone, and Raiden's made some decent places there. Nova's made a mistake as here comes Flemspeed 1. Right on the back, DJ Phil looks like he might have been involved in this. I'm not quite sure. Flemspeed up to the chicane. The Porsche does not quite have the legs on the McLaren and thinks better of it standing up the inside. Nova pits. So Flemspeed 1 will now lead the race. He will have clean air. It is now Porsche 1-2 as they lead the way. As Johns has made a mistake, I think. Because Craig's brought the gap down as Stawson still... he's made a mistake. He's tapped Craig. And somehow they managed to avoid John Andrews. As they go into the hairpin, there's quite a lot of damage on a lot of these cars. Max Molder now putting pressure onto the back of on the back of Fat Bloke. But Nova into... as Max Molder gets onto the grass there and nearly hits the back of Fat Bloke. Dean's now into the pits. Matt, where is he going to feed in all this? Nova has gone green and will be off the limiter pretty quickly. Matt is now only exiting the hairpin, so he's not really gained massively on Nova. But he did have quite a bit of a gap between them anyway. So Stawson has finally made his way past Craig, as has Max Molder. He's now worked his way past Fat Bloke, and John Andrews has probably assisted some of these guys to find their way through. Nikita has gone out of the pits. Has he jumped Goudet? No. Has he stayed ahead of Kelly Davis? Yes, he has. And who else is they going to stay ahead of as Dean goes green? Oh, and the playman just goes too far forward in his box. He's had to reverse it back into place. Evans now ahead of Gray, because Gray comes into the pits. So at the minute, a lot of cars are serving their pit stops. So the orders are a little bit jumbled all over the place, but what we do know is Fat Bloke is sticking to the back of Max Mulder. But when will Flem Speed 1 choose to pit? He knows Nova's gone in early. There's still 8.5 minutes left of the session, and Flem Speed 1 has got clean air. If it's going to be an FSO racing domination tonight, with Stawson winning the first race, the two Porsches leading. Oh, Stawson makes a mistake as he goes to the chicane, carrying way too much speed going through there, trying to catch Dan Johns at the minute. He's got a bit of damage to his car as well, so it's not helping him as Fat Bloke finally pits. He's going to get his pit stop done as Nova has got the fastest lap of the race. Matt's lost a little bit of pace to Nova here. And Nova now trying to pull away from the guys behind him. Goudet has got Dean Masaki to try and clear. Fat Bloke has gone green. Where is he? As Matt exits the straight, there is Fat Bloke, he's moving, and Matt will stay ahead of him, no problem. No real close fights at the minute, but Nikita and Tucker has come in, the 555, that is Fat Bloke. He's got a stop and go penalty for speeding in the pit lane, and will end the pole there. Majority reckon that Nova's going to win this race, but Flem Speed 1 at the minute leads the group. And Wasaki and Tucker into the pits. Flem Speed 1 still leading the way. Craig is stuck to Stawson at the minute, so Stawson not quite getting away from Craig here. 16th separate them. John seems to have pulled a little bit of a gap from Stawson. The ones carrying damage, are they going to opt to try and repair the damage while in the pits? It all depends on how long it takes them. A nice fresh car, would it be better than a wounded car? Can they make up that time? That is the question. Flem Speed 1 into the hairpin he comes. He stays out. And John's up towards the chicane himself. Is he going to stay out as well? Yes, he will. And Stawson in third. As now Craig comes into the pits. Max Mulder stays out, and Michelle is the last of the leading bunch to make a pit stop, and DJ Phil. As there is a car off. That is the 57. That is John Andrews. How has he ended up there? He's waiting for a clear run to get back on track, or has he just stopped? I think he's just stopped. No, his car's starting. Is he going to get going? Kelly Davis now goes through. But Craig's into the pits. He is not opting to repair the damage, I don't think. Flem Speed 1. He's lost actually a bit of time to John. John seems to have stuck with the pace. Dawson not able to really close the gap either. Max Mulder not able to catch Stawson. Evans, meanwhile, is on the back of Raiden. So can Evans find a way through? Tucker has had a long stop. It drops him down the order. There goes Evans around the outside. He's going to try and send it to the inside of Raiden going into the chicane. And Dill thinks better of it and lets him go through. He knows the car's a little bit quicker than him. Craig, though, in the pits for a while, he has repaired the damage, but it's going to drop him right down the order. And Evans now will clear him, I believe. And through the main straight they go. Raiden looks like he was coming back for a second there, but wasn't able to do anything. Just as my camera decides to pan away. Raiden with turn 1, no improvement there. Fat Bloke is now served his stop and go penalty for speeding in the pit lane, and it's now cleared. Flem Speed losing time here to Johns. Johns now pit, and I might have another lag issue as all the cars are doing some weird funny dances. But towards turn 1 goes Stawson. And Flem Speed 1 has got some traffic to go through, but Stawson is now an FSO racing 1-2. Stawson sets fastest lap of the race, but it's Johns into the pits. Now he knows that he doesn't need to change tyres. He can quickly stop and go. Is he going to do so? Should hopefully do so. No, he's not. He's there for a while. Is that damage repair? He's stuck in... He's not moving anywhere fast. Max Mulder might jump him here. Yeah, it looks like Max Mulder's jumped him. The tyres have stayed up. He's repaired. He's changed the tyres again. So Johns once again podium opportunity and slipping away. Meanwhile, Fat Bloke is back out on track. He's behind Micro J's. What can he do from there? Johns finally gets going, but he's going to drop him down the order. Oh, Micro J's has a twitch on the rear, pushes him wide. Fat Bloke has got past him. Where is Johns feeded out to? He has just come ahead of Kelly Davis, so he's lost out to Nikita, Gude, Nova, and Matt. So Johns not the race he would have wanted. Nova is down to 7th, so he's at a moment somewhere. So Matthew Duffin still the leading pitter. So right now, the FSO Racing Boys looking good for a possible 1-2 here. As they head up towards the chicane. When do these two decide to pit? I think they'll leave it to the very last minute. They will have to. As through the hairpin goes Dawson. Michelle, he's going to possibly risk it for another lap. No, he's into the pits. As long as they get in the pit lane, within the pit window, they should be fine. Nikita now, onto the back of Gude. Thank you very much, Tracy. Thank you very much. I do try my very best, even though I probably mess up the names pretty bad. I'm glad I'm not in pro, because I would struggle to pronounce Tibbs' last name. I'm happy with Sky, but yeah, no chance with the last name. Meanwhile, Nikita still trying to find a way past the Mercedes driver. Second in the championship, Gude. He's losing out massive points to Matt at the minute. Well, I say massive, he's only in 7th. Matt is in 4th. Where's Michelle going to come out of all this? Matt is into turn 1. Nova going towards turn 1. There goes Max Mulder. There is Gude. And Michelle, if he goes green, he will. And he should stay ahead of Gude and Nikita. As they head down towards turn 1. There is Michelle. And he does stay ahead of him. Dan Johns currently 9th. He's ahead of Kelly Davis. Dean's nowhere really Kelly either. So it's Evans hunting him down. Well, Micro J still trying to stick to the back of Fat Bloke, but everyone else pretty much where they should be. So, Flem Speed 1 now coming up towards the chicane and Dawson, and they will have to pit this lap. 16 minutes left to go. And Flem Speed 1 and Dawson will have to pit this lap. The ballast and restricted drivers leading the way. This should be an easy in and out for Stawson and Flem Speed 1. Both taking maximum points at the minute for the team, and they're looking very, very good. Flem Speed 1 into the pits. There's Dawson. Oh, the rear steps out. It's a good thing they're not here when we used to run the certain rule of teams can't pit together. Otherwise, one of them would have to pit at a different time. Matt's only now coming down towards the chicane. I think it's going to be close to him catching Stawson. It all depends if he decides to repair the damage. Flem Speed 1 has gone green, and I don't think Matt is really going to phase him. Will Stawson opt to just carry on as he is? Yes, he is. Off he goes. Oh, he hasn't done his stop! And he sped. He sped as well, so Stawson is going to lose out here. There it is, speeding in the pit lane, and he hasn't completed his stop. Stawson has failed the pit stops. And even with that stop as well, and speeding out the pit lane, Matt nearly had him. So Matt is on for a 2nd place. Nova is up for a 3rd. Max Mulder, though, can he hunt him down? That's the question. But Flem Speed 1, decent points there. He leads the race now. It's going to be an FSO Racing. Possible 1 winners in each race, and both debut wins as well at the Nürburgring at their home race. But Stawson, big mistake there. Still plenty of time left to go. 14 minutes. Nikita looking to try and make a move on Goudet. So Stawson's not just got a 30-second stop and go, but because he left it so late as well, he's also going to get a time penalty for not serving his pit window. That's the risk of leaving it too late. Goudet's actually caught Michelle a little bit here, so that's a good little scrap here. Meanwhile, Allsbrook is moving to the side as DJ Phil has got Max Mulder coming through. Joester also works his way through. Nikita still hustling the back of Goudet. Poor John has just been abused left, right and centre throughout this race, especially in the last one. As they go down towards the back end of the circuit, Nikita still trying to find a way past on Goudet, as Flemsby 1 has not opted to serve his pit stop, his stop and go. Matt's not really near him. To be fair, Flemsby 1 hasn't really disappeared up into the distance. Nova's still close to him as well, and Max Mulder needs to clear these guys. So if anything happens in front to Nova, Max can pick up the pieces. What other fights is going on? Nikita, is he still trying to find a way past on Goudet? He's looking to try and make a move. He's looking to the outside. John Goudet defends the inside. Nikita's got to try and go the long way around or try and get the switch back. And he can't get the switch back, so John hangs on to that position. Kelly Davis is not really close to any of these guys, as actually Dan Johns is actually getting closer. So Dan would have been on for a podium here, but obviously with the new rules, he's obviously forgot to turn the tyres off. There's also Tucker in the middle of these guys as well. Craig and Tucker looked very promising for them earlier on, but both drivers suffering in this feature race. Craig dropping down the order to 14th. He looks like he's got decent pace, but he's just losing out here. Playman, meanwhile, is racing with Dean Masaki. Dean's gone off, so he's lost out. Ian will try and hunt him down now, as Craig is trying to hunt down Raiden, and he is onto the back of him. Matt's actually brought the gap down to Stawson, but Nikita, has he found a way past on Goudet yet? No, he's still right behind him, and Johns is catching him, but they've got a car in between them, a Tucker. Now Tucker gets right out of the way of Johns. Great stuff there from Tucker. Very sportsmanship there. He knows he's quicker than these boys, but he just steps right out of the way. But here comes Johns now, trying to attack Nikita. Nikita right on them. Oh, Johns made a mistake. He got a little bit squirrely in the chicane. And Tucker obviously a bit annoyed. He's like, oh, come on, mate. Get it together. Just let you through. So Goudet still suffering here, just a little bit slow on pace. Nikita's looking to try and make a move, but he can't seem to find the gap. Meanwhile, Craig has finally got past Raiden, so he's up a position, but Goudet's still trying to hang in there. They've caught Michelle a little bit, so Michelle's now going to start being the problem for Goudet. So maybe another pinch-in situation of Josa trying to catch on to DJ Phil. But we go back to this good scrap of Michelle now ahead of Goudet, ahead of Nikita, and Johns is looking like he had a run down into the left-hander. I think he thought about it and then was like, oh, okay, I'm going for it. And down the inside goes Ginger Bush, and up a position he goes. He clears the BMW driver. His next target is John Goudet, who's also trying to catch Michelle. So slowly Johns is picking him off one by one. He's got 9.5 minutes to get the rest of them, and also he'll gain points because he'll clear Stawson, who's got to serve his stop and go anytime soon. But here comes Goudet. He's got Johns right behind him. The Porsche driver looking spectacular right now, right on the back of the Mercedes driver. Can't seem to find a way through at the minute, can Johns. Oh, he's gone wide onto the gravel, and that's going to ruin his momentum as Stawson finally pits for a stop and go. And that's going to hurt. As Nikita looks to make a move on Johns then, as Nikita thought about coming back at him, but runs a little bit wide through the chicane. Joseph, meanwhile, has got Leon Fernie back behind him as they're looking to try and overtake DJ Phil. As Nikita has got McLaren in the way now. Tucker's got through as Stawson has not moved yet. And he's dropped behind these lot. Will Kelly Davis get him? That's the question. Stawson is not moving. Kelly Davis is going to come out the final corner. So Kelly's going to get a 9th place here. Even with the penalty on top, he should get a 9th. As Johns has found a way through on Goudet, probably into turn 1. And a good stop there from him to get into that 7th place position. Can he get Michelle? Michelle has pulled a little bit of a gap from these lot now, after they were too busy scrapping with one another. And Michelle flashing the lights at Allsbrook to get out of his way. As Evans has had to pit. Why is Evans pit? That's interesting. He's had to come into the pits, maybe low on fuel possibly. As where is Stawson? Stawson has left the lobby. Stawson has gone. So that's going to be an interesting one for the stewards to look at. As Evans has come back out. Maybe it was fuel for him. But Johns has pulled away from Goudet, who's got Nikita behind him. And Johns is looking to try and hunt down Michelle, get himself back into the top 5. And Tucker gets packed. He gets past Allsbrook because these lot were lapping him. And that's how quick Johns has already caught Michelle right onto the back of him already. What would have happened if he hadn't have changed the tyres or repaired the damage? He would have been a lot higher up. Meanwhile, Leon Fernie has found a way past on Joseph, who's trying to find a way past on DJ Phil. We'll come and check those guys in a minute, but it's still Goudet, Nikita, and the lapped cars behind them. But it's Michelle who's under some immense pressure from Johns. Michelle goes to the inside. But Johns can't find a way through on the Ferrari driver. Here, the Ferrari's gone wide. Johns have a sniffing opportunity there. He goes down the inside, and Johns makes another position. That is P5 for him. Meanwhile, Goudet still ahead of Nikita, who's gone off. Possibly lap traffic not helping him out there. Nikita losing out. Leon Fernie now onto the back of DJ Phil. 6 minutes left to go of this race. Guys, if you haven't done so, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell to be notified so you don't miss any of the action here at Simplay Motorsport. Next time out for the Pro-Ams, it is Imola for the next race of the season. And tomorrow night, it is the pros hitting the track. With Mike Matthews leading the way at the minute, ahead of his teammate, which is myself. Oh, DJ Phil's gone very wide. I don't know where DJ Phil's gone. He's off track and he's going to drop the rear. He's managed to keep it going. But DJ Phil well off wide, and that's allowed Leon Fernie and Joseph through. But luckily, Tucker nowhere near them. But Flemsby won. Pretty much had this race under control once he got past Nova. And is now Matthew Duffin in second, Nova in third, who's, I think, being caught by Max Mulder. I think it was 5.5 was the gap. 6.1, so Max has lost time. John's currently P5. So that's pretty much kind of stayed stable now. Goudet's in 7th. Nikita's dropped back to 8th. Kelly Davis is in 9th. Craig 10th. 11th is Dean. All these gaps are pretty flat. Raiden 12th. Fat Bloke in 13th. Micro J's in 14th. Playman 15th. Evans is in 16th, trying to catch Playman, as Ian Gray is in 17th. Dean Masaki 18th. And you got Leon Fernie ahead of Josa and DJ Phil. That's for 19th, 20th, and 21st. Tucker in 22nd. Allsbrook in 23rd. MB Pitts in 24th. Jay Andrews in 25th. And Richie bringing up the rear. And we've lost Dawson from this race. Leon Fernie still struggling there to stay ahead of the Porsche driver, who's trying to find a way through. But there's nowhere through at the minute. But sadly, even though we've lost Dawson, it has had... Oh, there's Richie off, and Richie's got right in the way of a few of the guys, and Josa is the one that's come off worse. Where is Tucker? There he is. He is going to benefit from this, as long as there's no cars coming back on track. And, poor Josa. Wrong place, wrong time. Has he got it going? Yes, he has. And Richie just in the wrong place there. It's a massive shame for him. And that's spread the gap back out. Playman still starting to come under pressure from Evans and Ian Gray, who's bringing that gap down. He had his debut podium earlier out at Zolder. And Craig has actually caught Kelly Davis a little bit here, so possibly a fight towards the end. We'll see how that goes, but Kelly back up in the top 10. He'll be a bit happier about that. But this is probably your closest fight. Playman, Evans, and Gray. So Playman in 15th, Evans 16th, Gray in 17th. If you haven't done so already, have a look in the description at our fantastic sponsors, Bozzy Designs, Design Manchester, and Audio Sport as well. As Evans made a mistake, that's allowed Gray through. I missed that. I was half asleep there for a second. As Gray works his way past Evans. Evans now is going to have a chance at trying to get Playman. I'm not sure how... I'm trying to re-watch the stream to see how Evans got behind the BMW driver. Oh, he ran wide in the Schumacher S's, and Gray just had the opportunity, had the run, and through he went. But Playman's made a big mistake here, because Gray is right behind him, as is Evans. So another great scrap towards the end of this race. Where is Flem Speed 1? He's going to start his final lap, so we'll keep an eye on him. But we'll keep an eye on this fight. Gray, though, looking to come back through the pack, but he's got Evans right behind. Evans going to send it into the hairpin. Into the corner he goes, and Playman sees him and gives him space. Playman sees the lunging Mercedes, and he gets 2 for the price of 1. Playman runs wide. Gray goes down the inside, and that is Evans and Gray through, and Playman losing out big time after all of that. Such a shame for him. Craig has managed to get past Kelly Davis, so Kelly maybe had a mistake somewhere and has allowed Craig through. But Flem Speed 1 extending the gap to Matt, and has been quite comfortable for him ever since. FSO Racing at their home race at the Nürburgring in Germany, and they have been absolutely dominant. In race 1 it was Dawson, and in race 2 it's going to be Flem Speed 1. We'll get a poll up ready for driver of the day. And what are these guys going to be like when they head to the next race of the season, which is Imola? I was going to put Stawson, but he's obviously retired. We'll put Nova. And Mulder. And we'll put D. Johns in there as well. Just get your votes on who you think is driver of the day, and if you think it's anyone else other than those drivers, then please feel free to vote on who you think it is. But Flem Speed 1, Les Vernie in the chat saying super great race. Guys, please hit that like button. We've got 19 likes. Let's get it up to 28 as there's 28 of you watching. But Flem Speed 1 exits the final corner. He finally gets his first race win here at Simplay Motorsport. It is at the Nürburgring. Flem Speed 1 wins the feature race. Congratulations to him. Matthew Duffin is going to come home for a solid P2. Great stuff there from Matt. He'll be happy with that one. Nova is going to hang in there for P3. Congratulations to Nova. Double podium for him tonight. Max Mulder will exit the final corner, and a great drive from Max. Solid job from him this evening. That is a P4. Great recovery as well. Dan Johns exits the final corner. He's just behind the car in front of him. I believe it is Leon Fernie. Cross line goes Dan Johns. Leon Fernie is done from this race. Michelle's gone off. That's going to allow Goudet to come home and finish in P6, and Nikita as well. So Goudet is going to steal 6th place. Nikita's going to get 7th. Michelle's got going again, and he's lucky enough to stay ahead of Craig. So Michelle will come home in 8th place position. It's great stuff from the guys there, finishing off in the top 10. Craig is going to salvage a P9. And Kelly Davis, after race 1 was a disastrous race 1, he'll be happy to finish in the top 10. Kelly Davis with a P10. He crosses the line as Dean will come home in P11, just ahead of Fat Bloke in P12. Raiden is going to finish in 13th place position. Micro J's following him in. Evans will finish in 15th. He's just managed to keep Gray behind him. Playman in 17th place position. Guys, get your votes in on driver of the day. And thank you to all the lovely comments in the chat. I apologise for the buffeting earlier on. My internet decided to break. Leon Fernie 18th, Dean Wasocki 19th, DJ Phil 20th, Tucker 21st, Joseph 22nd, Allsbrook 23rd, MB Pitts 24th, John Andrews 25th, Richie 26th, and we lost Stawson as well. But it is Flem Speed 1 who is your winner of the feature race. I'm not sure if Flem is able to get in with us. I'm pretty sure Nova has got an invite to the interview room. But guys, get your votes in on who you think driver of the day was, and like I said, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell to be notified so you do not miss the action. Pros are on tomorrow night, and thank you to everybody who has subscribed, because we have now got to 600 subscribers. So thank you to everybody who supports us here at Simplay Motorsport. Every subscribe, every like, every bit of support from you guys helps us out massively, so we are able to keep this championship going for all of you wonderful people. What was the fastest lap time, please? I don't actually know. I think it was Stawson who set the fastest lap.
I don't know if it will know till it.
We won't know because Stawson's not in here. But that is that. I'm pretty sure it probably was only like a 55 something along those lines. I think that's what the lap times were doing. But we do have Matt in with us. I know Matt's been doing the tables while I've been chatting a load of rubbish. But Matt, Nürburgring, race 1 probably didn't go the way you thought. And obviously being back in the dry, a circuit that really requires good traction, a decent pace as well. The restrictor and the ballast seem to hurt you quite a lot in the first race. And thank you, Tracy. See you tomorrow. And thank you for the luck. But yeah, the restrictor and ballast must have hurt you quite a lot.
Yeah, not the track tonight. We said last week, I think you mentioned it, that the traction zones are going to be the tough ones to get at today, and that was clearly the case from the get-go. That was the problem, just no speed. Race 1 had a lot of damage carrying. Bit of a tap at the start. Congested down into turn 1, received a bit of a tap up the rear, got 2 seconds here. Dean, not teammate Dean, other Dean, spanned me around at the hairpin early on in the race, got really big damage from that. Didn't repair, managed to scrape a top 10, which was nice, but then, race 2, a lot better. Don't know what happened to Nova. He was well up the road, 9 seconds, and then he was off, just at the corner after the Schumacher Cressers, pointing to the track, but was well off. And, I don't know what happened to him, but he didn't have the pace after.
Yeah, let's discuss the differences from, last season when we were on the PS4, we were limited to how many cars we could have. We could have up to 20 cars if we were lucky. We didn't have that. We've now got this massive grid, possibly up to 30 cars. Do you think that's really, not just for the championship, but do you think it's really affecting the racing here? It's so difficult to make your way through the pack.
Oh, it's them extra 10 cars. We've seen, you go back to season 1 and season 2 down where we was having 20 car grids. how difficult it was to get through the reverse grid order then. Now it's even harder. The extra 10 cars make it so much harder. And you know what? There's a lot of new boys that's come into this Pro-Am League. You know, we gave myself the ballast and restrictor to be able to, without sounding sort of big-headed, slow me down and put me on these guys' pace. That was the rule for me to race in Pro-Am, so we could get a stream on Thursday. And you know what? There's some quick guys in here. There's some quick guys in here. That's maybe not quick pro pace, but with that ballast and with that restrictor, you know that you're having a good hard fight here. It's a good challenge.
I think obviously with the hot stints, obviously a lot of people probably would know a lot about Barcelona and be able to put a decent lap time around there. But obviously when you come to other circuits, a lot of drivers do step up at the certain circuits. Let's take the FSO Racing Boys. They've really grabbed the ball by the horns as such and really put a stomp on the championship. Not just Dawson winning race 1, but Flemsby won, then backing it up in race 2. So even the restriction and the ballast still can aid some of these guys to a race win.
This is the thing, is obviously there's 3 different types of ballast, there's 3 different types of restrictor on at the moment. So I'm running max ballast, max restrictor. Flem Speed 1 was running max ballast, max restrictor. After Donington, as admins, we felt to get rid of the restrictor, he wasn't that very quick. So he's just running 40 kilograms. Then we've got Storensen, who's running the 20 kilograms of ballast. So, you know, the admins are playing with these guys who maybe should be in pro, that have the ballast and are looking, you know, and will adjust every week. Obviously, myself will stay the 40 kilograms and the 20%. For Flem and for Storensen, we're going to see where they fluctuate each week. So, you know, Flem next week could have 10% on his restrictor and Storensen could have a full 40 kilograms of ballast. That's the whole point of qualifying in that pro, but not being able to race in it and being in this category. You've got to take that weight penalty. I've got to do it. The others have got to do it. When you look at Nova, you know, qualified Pro-Am, his stats was Pro-Am on his stats page that we saw on the hot stint stuff. He is working his butt off and he's becoming a quick driver in Pro-Am. So Indeed. He won't get the weight because he's working his way to that fame, and it's brilliant to see.
It is indeed, and obviously, like you say, it's yourself has been in pro. The standards for pro is a lot higher. Yes, obviously, the bottom end of the grid could probably most of them come back into Pro-Am, but to really get to the top 10 of pro, you got to be on your A game pretty much every race. We come away from Nürburgring. Obviously, decent points to yourself. You now lead ahead of Flem Speed 1. That gap has come down. It is now 39 points instead of 45 coming into this round. We're going to Imola next. There's a couple of traction zones here and there, but relatively high-speed circuit or mid-speed corners and stuff like that. How do you think the BMW is going to get on? And also, quick chat about Dean Wysocki. Not the best night for you and the team in that sense.
Well, Dean Wysocki for the last 4 laps was driving with his sim rig on the floor. It collapsed on him. So he was near PN, I do believe. He was near Gray, the 666 coming through the final corner. And we just heard a noise, me and Kelly, and Dean Simriger on the floor. He couldn't reach his brake pedal properly. So he was trying to hang on in there to get ahead of to keep ahead of Leon. So I think he only lost out to Leon. Not the best night for Dean. Dean knows what he's got to do to get better. Dean knows what he's got to do to work on that. At the minute, he's doing 1 night a week testing. I keep trying to tell him, Dean knows he's got to get on a bit more than that to be fighting mid-pack towards that top 10, which is where I think Dean could possibly be. A bit more testing. But Imola, look forward to Imola. Like you say, the mid-speed, some higher speed corners, I feel will suit the BMW, especially with the ballast and restrictor. We saw at Zolder how it helped. We saw at Donington how it helped. Not sure on the weather yet. I know the weather gets locked in tomorrow. I've not actually looked at what the weather's going to be. So we'll see on that. But yeah, I'm looking more forward to Imola than I was for tonight.
Well, nonetheless, Matt, congratulations on holding on to the championship lead, but Flem Speed 1 is coming for you. So, see you tomorrow night in the commentary box.
Indeed. Just want to say well done to Nova, Flem Speed, Max, and Storensen for their podiums and wins tonight.
Congratulations indeed. Right, driver of the day. We got 6 votes, and majority have gone the way of Nova. We got some obviously honourable mentions there for Flem Speed 1. Dan Johns obviously coming back to the championship for the first time and getting caught out by the tyre rule. So nonetheless, great recovery from him, and obviously Max Mulder. I'm actually going to give it to Max Mulder tonight. He done a very good race sprint, and he recovered very well from the feature, starting from the back of the pack as well. So for me, driver of the day has got to be from Max Mulder. A very sensible and smart drive from himself. But that is it for the Pro-Ams. Make sure you hit that like button. It's been amazing having 32 of you watching the stream. It's been amazing to see. Please hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. We are now at 600 subscribers. The next goal is 700. Can we get there before the end of the season? That is the question. But join Matthew Duffin and PM Motorsport as they will be live tomorrow night, as myself and the rest of the pro category will be heading to the circuit. Mike Matthews leads the way. And it hasn't happened for a very long time that Mike has led the championship, but he is going to be heading towards Nürburgring championship leader, with myself in second and Nash trying to hunt him down. What can the pros do around the circuit? Are they going to be able to stand the pressure, or will they crack as well? It has been a fantastic night of racing. I've been Dan Davis, aka Arnold for Dub 16, and like I said, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and we will see you tomorrow night at the Nürburgring for the pros. Good night. And
yeah, you didn't have the pace tonight, Hypertech.
I mean, he had a good qualifying, and then he just got mugged. He just got mugged.
Yeah, some of the new boys seem alright, to be fair.
Oh, there was some clean racing in there. Don't get me wrong. There's some very good packed racing, but Pro-Am was clean.
We know what that means. you are fucked at turn, but nah, you're at the back, you should be alright. To my stream, yeah, not the race one we needed, but look, we bounced back race 2, we took second place. You can't win everyone, just proving that the ballast and restrictor is doing what it's meant to do. It's making this championship fight a lot harder. So yeah, we go again. Imola should be a good one for the car, for the BMW. We'll see what happens. Join me and PN live tomorrow night on the Simplay Motorsport channel on YouTube. Make sure you go over there, like and subscribe, and while you're there tomorrow night, go out on Twitch and YouTube, check out this